Hey guys, what's up? I saw this article and I wanted to talk about it, or kind of like go into it. Uh, the opinion by Saka Haworth. I hope I said that name right. A teenager died by suicide after confiding in Chat GPT. Um, I've read a lot of articles like this, and I've seen a lot of things on YouTube about this. Um, because I guess the world is just so different now. And it's very sad. Uh, so this person portrayed or put on the face of a happy person, but was actually severely depressed and choose to hide it. Uh, Using Chat GPT, which Chat GPT is not a therapist, it is a AI system. And I mean, I guess when it comes to therapy, honestly, you should be seeing a therapist. Some people don't have the means to see one, or don't want to alert people in their life that they need to see one if they're a minor, because I don't know, when you're a teenager, things can seem a lot, or even, not even a teenager, but even when you're really depressed and in total despair, things can seem a lot worse than they actually can, and that can stop a person from speaking up about uh, what they need. Um, uh, Also, please remember, if you have, you know, these thoughts, there is a hotline that you can call, and you can talk about it to a real person instead of a AI. Um, Getting into the article, earlier this week, Adam's mother and father uh, filed the first known wrongful death suit against OpenAI. This is big. Um, I think that there's a lot of other families that have lost loved ones to depression, um, and told Chat GPT something about it, but never mention it to a counselor or their family or whoever, so they could maybe get some help with it. The lawsuit includes ChatGPT logs from Adam's phone, which shows how completely he was lured in to rely on a big tech product for companionship. Um, and how time after time the product ignored warning signs and structurally failed him. Well, it failed him because ChatGPT is not a something to be used for counseling. They've said this on and on. It's not set up to be used for that. At first, he was turned to AI for homework help. Then, as chronic illness and problems at school narrowed his world, he called it for comfort. Instead, the lawsuit alleges it became an accelerator for self harm and guided him through his death. Oh my goodness. Uh, I can only imagine the pain Adam's parents are feeling, but I know this is someone who's also a parent. But I know that families across the country share a fundamental anger that big tech companies are willing to risk the lives of our kids, in anger that grows every time we hear about the loss of a young person like Adam. More and more frequently, kids are confiding in big tech, AI bots, not just when they want help with homework, but when they are lonely or in pain. Because AI chatbots are designed to be psychopathic, no, psychopathic, uh, and to adaptly mimic human emotions, children can always tell the truth from fiction and distinguish real love and concern from a machine generated response that makes kids dangerously vulnerable to forming unhealthy attachments. I mean, I don't know. I I feel I've chatted with Chat GPT, and I've asked Chat GPT questions just for fun. Um, and it gave me the responses that I assumed that a AI would give me, and I guess calling it surface level would be like surface level of communicating with another human would be quite a stretch. Um, but yeah, I've never used Chat GPT to try and use it as like a therapist or use it as like something to get my something off my chest with. And I'm not planning on to, because a lot of these Chat GPT chats that kids and sometimes adults end up on sites, or they're you know their logs can be found elsewhere than the logs in the phone, because at the end of the day, this is a new tech app that is growing every day. So of course, big tech just wants trial and error with many different things, and they will absolutely use people of any age to do that. Um, After Reigns filed a lawsuit, an OpenAI spokesperson said the company was deeply saddened by Mr. Reigns' passing. Uh, the company posted a blog post listing some of the things they are working to improve when ChatGPT's safeguards fell. I don't know what safeguards there are that can be implemented in this. I'm not a tech person. I'm not a coder. I kind of am a tech person, but I'm not a coder. I don't know how any of this works, but it would seem like to me that after the first, um, I mean, honestly, I just kind of feel like that after the first response of someone having a bout of depression and maybe stating to it that they're thinking about self-harm or something more, that it should just post something for calling a suicide hotline or a crisis hotline or whatever, so those people can just get help then. But if those people choose not to do that, then this is always going to fail. The safeguards are always going to fail, and that person is going to go into more and more of a dark spiral in chat with Chat GPT. Um, just like big tech, attitude towards safety in general. Oh wait, sorry, did I miss some? Yeah, this that is too little, too late. Just like big tech's attitude towards safety in general. Rather than do anything to help address the problem, these companies prioritize hyping up the use of AI and increasing its market share of our kids' waking hours and mental bandwidth, which is true. I mean, because kids are using Chat GPT, and I guess adults too in college are using Chat GPT and other apps to cheat on tests and you know get by in school or whatever as much as they can. Um, and just because, I mean, especially with like a teenager, um, and just from how crazy life can get sometimes, even if you're not a teenager, to not have some type of thing posted there where it will just link a number to a hotline, and I don't know, make the person stop talking to it, just cut off chat, just make it go away and just post that number. And once that person calls that number, then they can, uh, you know, uh, resume chatting or something. Um, in fact, Mark Zuckerberg says he wants his Meta AI companion to fulfill users' demand for meaningful, more real world friends. I don't understand how an AI can do that, but okay. Um, in 2023, the Wall Street Journal report the chatbot's product managers told staff that Zuckerberg was upset that the team was playing it too safe, which led to the loosening standards that kept conversations from becoming too sexualized. That's another issue that I keep seeing pop up. Meta's internal documents allow their AI chatbots to engage a child in conversation that are romantic or sensual until the company was asked by uh, Reuters was asked about it by Reuters. New research from the Family Ad, Advocacy Group Common Sense Media finds that Meta's chatbot for Instagram and Facebook willingly coaches teens on how to carry out self harm, disordered eating, and violent fantasies. Oh my god. What are they doing? Like, I I hear some of the most craziest stuff that I've never heard in my life, and all it makes me think is like when I was a teenager, it fucking sucked. How much does it suck to be a teenager now? I don't want to know. With all this going around, because I don't, I, I don't understand how these tools can be given out to kids when this. I mean, I know it said Chat GPT, but this is still AI and it's doing things like this. That's very sad and scary. As AI chatbots become confidence and even parasitic uh, uh, bosom buddies, many children share secrets they won't or can't tell their families. ChatGPT, though, are designed to reduce engagement and keep kids hooked, even when they need off ramps for real world help. Products like ChatGPT tragically, unspeakably become abettors and co-conspirators in S plans with chatbot, according to the lawsuit, even providing Adam advice on how. Oh my goodness. Uh, wow. This this is this is crazy that I don't know if it's big tech being greedy and not wanting to just shut down. Because obviously, if they were to say with Chat GPT, right, which I've ran into this issue with Chat GPT before when I'm trying to make it make a picture or look stuff up or ask it questions. If you don't buy ChatGPT, you only have a free version, the app will cut you off. Whether the conversation gets bad or not, ChatGPT is set with a limit of how many messages it can go through with a person a day if they don't pay for it. So if the companies can put a limiter for payment, if you don't pay, you only get this many messages, then we're going to cut you off for 24 hours. They can do the same thing with like a suicide hotline. The suicide hotline has been posted by whatever AI that person is using, and until that number is called, you can't talk to it anymore. And that's because it's leading to things like this, and that's just that's just no good. It's just no good. Um, if this were any other industry, lawmakers would have listened to the thousands of parents and young advocates who have been banging down their doors pleading for a change, but big tech has big money. This means big lobbying, and so far that has blocked real safeguards. So yeah, it's just big tech being greedy big tech. Instead of working with lawmakers, these companies even push for uh, a what? A regulation? Wait. Instead of working with lawmakers, the companies have pushed for a uh, ludicrous federal moratorium on AI regulation, which would have negated hundreds, if not thousands, of state laws on the books and blocked any state laws dealing with AI for 10 years. This prompted nationwide revolt for parents. Attorney says governors and state legislators on both sides of the aisle. I guess this is the writer talking. My two boys haven't yet begun to ask me for phones, and they don't know what social media or chatbots are. I bet you they do. Um, and still, I'm scared to death they won't get through to lawmakers in time to save them. My oldest is a whip smart, sensitive kid, and who I'm terrified will be destroyed by social media. I mean, yeah, if it's doing that, I can definitely see that being like any parent's fear. Either pried upon by an online child predator or persuaded to do himself harm because his young mind won't comprehend that the friend he is confiding in is actually a machine humming away in a massive data center somewhere, helping him like it did for Adam plan a beautiful S. Um, Meanwhile, tech giants are buying off academics and whitewashing research about the dangers of their products posed to our kids. They are infiltrating trusted institutions like the PTA, backing safety initiatives while fighting to defeat safety reform, suing organizations they view as threats. They try to silence whistleblowers even when those whistleblowers are called before Congress, and they are now even cheating political super PACs to intimidate lawmakers into voting their way and ignoring tragedies like Adams. Yeah, because big tech does not care about money. Um, and although this was a very bad situation and also as uh, uh, one that could have been prevented, which makes it even more sad. Uh, they're not going to look at life like that, unfortunately. Let me be absolutely clear. Politicians should think twice before accepting donations to these big tech super PACs. The scale of the harm wrought by these companies grows by the day. They are not working in good faith with legislators and regulators to ensure that our privacy and our children's lives are protected. Both of those should be absolutely huge things that they want to make sure happens. For potential lawsuits other than this, because what happens if this or where the hell is that if some kid gets uh chat GPT, they have a camera on their phone and they are, you know, they're talking away at it and they decided to send pictures of whatever, and ChatGPT elaborates on those pictures that they send, either for self harm or for worse, or maybe the chat somehow became sexualized or something, and the kid is now sending ChatGPT nudes, and then because there's a back door, those messages and those pictures get posted somewhere else, and that just destroys a person's life. I mean, because there have been so many stories clearly stating that the person's chats that individual thought were private were not actually private, and they were being posted to a forum somewhere that they had no way of knowing about. Um, Thankfully, state legislators don't have to wait for Washington to act. In California, for instance, they're going to introduce SB 243, which would establish safety guardrails for companion chatbots and make companies track interactions with users in crisis. And AB 1046, the Lead for Kids Act, championed by Ambassador Rebecca Bro Kahan, would ban emotionally manipulative AI. I think this is the biggest issue that kids have with AI is that they're not able to interpret that the emotions are completely fake and that this is a AI. They want to have interaction with someone, and their lack of interaction because they're so young makes it hard for them to rationalize that this is fake, or the emotion part of the AI is fake. It's not fake that the AI absolutely does mean to be manipulative, but the the emotion part of the AI is fake. Um, AI companions for kids requires parental consent and more. Um, that is kind of a question that I do have though. Is like, I mean, I guess your kid's like 16. It's 2 years from like 18. Um, but if because this stuff is being used so widely in schools now, and if this person, if like that, if what's his name, Adam, had to use this stuff for school, doesn't at least the school monitor what the kids are doing with the app that the school assigned them to use? I mean, that would be my thinking in it. Or sign something where like the parents have to look at the app because the school is the introduction to the app here, because it says earlier that originally Adam got a hold of chat GPT because he had to do homework, and the school recommended it for homework. So why don't the schools put something in there where like, you know your child has to use chat gpt, and you must look over their chat gpt prompts after every assignment or something. Like the parents can like know something, because I mean, this thing is like encouraging harm for their kids. It's encouraging the kids to like harm themselves. uh these are all sensible measures, and they are under attack by the companies uh whose products are harming our children. Just last week, Meta announced a California-specific super PAC to go after such bills. Wow. Meta, Apple, Google, OpenAI, and their their Ike will never regulate themselves. So we urgently need to do it before more children die and more families are destroyed. I mean, I don't know. This is very sad. Um, I can say that with every interaction that I had as a kid with uh some type of chat thing or whatever. I don't know, man. I really don't know, because when I was 16, I was like venting all my stuff in some fucking random ass chat room under a random ass username, and no one knew who I was or whatever. That's just what I used to do. Was it healthy? Absolutely not, but I used to do it. And as far as my knowledge went, I was talking to other humans, and the chat was moderated, and if someone tried to come in there telling people to harm themselves or giving instructions for how to harm themselves or trying to make things sexualized, well, you know, they were they were they were given a warning, if not banned for it or whatever. that's not capable here. I don't know how to, like, I'm trying to like look at this from the eyes of someone who doesn't know that AI is fake, and I just can't do it. Maybe because I'm an adult, I know better, but I'm just trying to like really feel what that's like, and I can't do it. It's like the hardest thing. Like I just keep saying to myself, like, this thing is fake. It's stupid. It doesn't matter what the hell it says. Uh, it's to me, ChatGPT is only good for giving like bullet points on a certain subject that you want to talk to it about, and it's not really very clear when it comes to like instructions. I feel like because it gathers from the internet and it puts up a prompt, and sometimes the prompt makes sense, sometimes it doesn't to me. It's a very weird application, but if it's harming children like this in this kind of way, I've seen this stuff on the like internet before, and it just kind of seems like that no matter what happens, as bad as it can get, it's looked at. I feel like these big tech companies are just gonna look at the parents. Why weren't you watching your kid? And just get out of it as much as they can, like that. When uh, the kid is doing something that the school told the kid to do, and then it devolves from there because no one's checking up on what the kid actually did in the app, and there's no way for schools to see it. Like, schools need to be able to have, I really do feel like that schools, I don't know if this is going to happen or not, but it just kind of makes sense to me that schools need to have a back door into each student's chat gpt to see what they're talking about with chat gpt, at least so the parents can be notified, because they are talking, they are the ones that are making the kids use it, in most of the cases that I'm seeing here. So if this is something that's done in the school, then the school needs to make rules for it, and then maybe that can be pushed into a law or something surrounding Chat GPT. But I mean, at the same time, it's sad and it's horrible. But if the parents aren't really checking on what the kid is doing on the app, or if they're trying to hide it or whatever, and they don't know where to look for something, then I feel like that no matter how much they push, unless they're able to stop the chat, big tech put something in there to able to stop the chat and put up a suicide hotline so they can call it, it's not going to fix anything. And we've already we've already seen what people can do to AI, and I don't know if the AI works like this, where it treats everybody differently compared to what the conversation is, or if it ends up going in a flirty sexual way or whatever in a conversation, uh, that they're going to see it and be able to stop it. Like, I don't see a way that they can do that, and because big tech does not care about lives, it's obvious at this point. Anyway, I just came across this article. I just want to talk about it. Just watching. Bye.